Hey there! Welcome back to another fascinating journey with us. Today, we are diving deep into the world of shipping containers, unveiling the mystery of how they sometimes end up lost at sea and the incredible measures in place to prevent it. Stay tuned for an eye-opening exploration right here on Superstructures. In the big world of trading between countries, huge ships called container ships do the important job of carrying loads of valuable stuff across really big oceans. These ships are like the superheroes of trade, helping businesses move things around the world. Even though we have other ways like trucks and planes, these container ships are the real champions, and there are about 6,000 of them sailing across the seas all the time. They got even bigger recently, like carrying double the amount they used to. Some super modern ones can even hold up to 24,000 big containers in one go. But here's the tricky part. Even though they have fancy systems to keep the containers safe on the ship, sometimes, especially during storms and strong winds, some containers accidentally fall into the ocean. Between 2020 and 2021, nearly 3,000 containers got lost at sea, which is a lot more compared to the time before when only 780 containers went overboard. This causes big problems for the shipping companies, making them pay lots of money in fines and expensive insurance. Smart people who study this stuff have figured out that there are a few reasons why containers end up taking a dive into the ocean. One reason is when the weather gets really cranky with strong winds and big waves, it can make the containers do somersaults off the ship. Another reason is when the ship gets too greedy and tries to carry too many containers, making them fall when the ship moves or tries to put them down. Silly mistakes by people, like drivers who aren't so good or breaking safety rules, can also make containers play splash into the sea. If the ship has problems like leaks or cracks, that can also make containers do a disappearing act, depending on what's inside them. When containers decide to swim with the fishes, different things happen, but usually they're like superheroes with insurance, so the owners don't cry too much. But imagine if the container has dangerous stuff inside. That's a real headache. Sometimes if a lost container is carrying dangerous stuff like acids, alcohol, detergents, or other tricky things, they have to call in the superheroes of the sea, the salvage team. But here's the tricky part. They might not always know what the container was carrying. So when a container with risky materials goes for a swim, the ship's bosses need to tell the sea police about it. The rescue plan is like a superhero mission. First, a special ship goes to the place where the container went overboard. But finding the exact spot in wild seas can be like looking for a needle in a haystack. When they finally find it, they send cool robot submarines with cameras and lights to check where the container landed. These robot helpers are like the superhero sidekicks, helping them see and control things underwater. Imagine a real-life underwater treasure hunt. When containers go missing, it's like they become secret homes for sea creatures, making it super tricky to find them. That's when the superhero robots, the ROVs, come into play. These cool robots have special arms that attach lines to the lost container's corners. It's like they're giving it a friendly hug underwater. Once everything's hooked up, a giant crane does the heavy lifting, bringing the container back to the surface and onto the ship. In 2019, there was a big adventure in the Pacific Ocean. A ship named Juan Apus, carrying 14,000 containers, faced a wild storm and lost over 1,800 containers. Beyond weather, overloading, and ship damage, piracy poses a serious threat to smooth sea trade. Pirates, like real-life sea bandits, try to steal containers either when they've run aground due to accidents or during daring attacks in risky waters. Picture the waters of Somalia or the Strait of Malacca. These are pirate hotspots. These modern pirates sell the stolen containers to coastal gangs or keep the goods for illegal selling. In 2020, pirates made off with 3,722 containers, costing a whopping $15 million in losses. To fight back, shipping companies use high-tech security like electronic monitoring and trained security teams. Think about this. About 10% of the containers sailing worldwide end up taking a dive into the sea. That's like a big game of hide and seek, but not so fun. While there's no magical solution to stop containers from going overboard, some smart folks are crafting container security systems. It's like giving containers a seatbelt for the sea. One cool example is container locking systems. These nifty gadgets keep containers tightly strapped to the ship, so they don't go splash during a bumpy ride. It's like making sure your ice cream cone doesn't fall while you're walking. Engineers are like modern superheroes, coming up with all sorts of locking tricks to keep our stuff safe and sound on the high seas. Meet the hard-working pros of the high seas, the stevedores. These skilled workers at ports are like the experts of cargo handling, making sure containers are tightly secured on the ship. They play a crucial role in preventing theft, damage, or containers accidentally moving during the journey. One of their secret tools in the container security arsenal is the twist lock. Imagine this: automatic twist locks using advanced hydraulic or electromechanical systems to secure containers. It's like smart technology. No need for human touch. The locks do their job, saving time and effort. These locks are strong, holding up to 25 to 35 tons, ensuring containers stay in place even in rough seas. But that's not all. Lashing bars and turnbuckles join the effort, adding extra strength to the security system. Workers slide lashing bars through container plugs and tighten them up with turnbuckles, creating a firm grip to withstand the ship's movements. It's like building a fortress at sea. And guess what? Technology lends a hand too. Real-time monitoring of weather and ship conditions helps companies stay one step ahead, preventing container mishaps before they even think about going overboard. And that wraps up our journey into the hidden worlds of container shipping. What amazed you most about this? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed our video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell to never miss a captivating episode from Superstructures. Until our next exploration, keep that curiosity alive.